Okie dokie. The stream stopped there for a moment, but we got it back and it's fine, and I got my food. Although my food's probably going to be like cold now, that's annoying. Let's see. The stream is ongoing, and where is my camera? Okay, there we go. And what have I got here? Okay. Okay. Food time. This cushion is in my way, and that's annoying me. Okay. Oh, my cheese has gone all melty because it was near hot things. Oh, my chat's not the right link anymore. Where are we at? Chat visible properties. Do. Okay. Now we got chat. Food. I want a nugget. I feel like I would like to be a 24/7 streamer, but I have too much of a passion for having copyrighted material in the background of my life. And I'm gonna wrap it up. Now I got like a little wrap. Although, now I've got the Bluetooth of this all set up, I could probably live stream doing chores and stuff for no real reason. There'd be very little cause for people to join me, but I would have fun with it. And you know, the first ever gaming live streamer was that guy who was just sort of trapped making TV for ages. And he wasn't allowed to get any belongings that he didn't win via sweepstake. I guess I'm technically doing a mukbang right now. I know this is literally like a child meal, but it's tasty and no one can tell me otherwise. I burn this stuff so much. Oh well. I accept my fate. Okay. I wonder if this is ASMR. You know the thing? It was brought to my attention the other day that I am like mostly thigh. Like I already knew that was mostly leg, but my calves are so much shorter compared to my thigh than a lot of people. Like I was on my friend's couch yesterday and it wasn't even like a high couch. Like my couch is higher than his couch was. And my feet were still not touching the floor. They were like dangling. So I got big thighs. Which I'm pretty sure my friend Jen has brought to my attention before. She's competing with me tomorrow. I'm excited about that. I feel like I'm the ringleader of like a field trip because I was going because I'd been to this event previously and it's in Manchester and it's like the only one that we have that's like truly, truly local. And I went to go again because it was a well-run event. And then I was like, okay, let's all go together. And then originally Fozia, who's our, like, I think she's a red tag now. She has only really trained privately with Mick for the most part. She started coming to class like for the group stuff recently. And she was like, oh yeah, I think I'd want to go and do a pattern. But then in the end, she decided she wanted to spectate. But before she decided she wanted to spectate, Jen was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to fight too, because she thought she'd be having surgery, but she's not. So she's free to fight. And our instructor can't go because he's working, because he's the manager of a gym as well. And it would be like right when we're all going on the mats is when he has to be working, so that kind of sucks. So I'm like the senior belt there of our club. So I'm going to be like coaching if I'm not actively fighting at the time. And then also, we've got a guy from our organization, the GBTF, called Michael, and he is the only one from his club competing. So I was like, come hang out with us. It's great because like me and Jen know him. Fozia won't know him unless she met him at a grading. But I feel like I'm going to be in charge. My priority is still to get my medals. I'm not going to allow anyone else's stuff to get in the way of me winning. But I feel like a mentor. Like, I don't want to be responsible for anyone else's training in a way, but I like the idea of providing wisdom. Like, my specialist area is competing, if nothing else. Meatball. Oh, I'm in the sports category right now. Definitely shouldn't be in that. Entertainment, let's say. I'm entertaining, right? Da-da. Oh, I need to let Fozia know if I should get the buzz tomorrow if she's picking me up. I feel like it's actually more stressful getting the car to competitions sometimes because people have to like find parking and stuff. And I like to be responsible for myself in the morning if possible, because then if someone else is running late, I don't want them to make me late. But I have no reason to assume she'll make me late. She's a very punctual person, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll check in a moment. It depends if the buzz is running, because it's a Sunday. Nugget. The vinegar did soften it, and I like the taste of vinegar. Sometimes I purposely burn things so I can put vinegar on them and sort of just drown it. There are people who hate the smell of vinegar, but they like the smell of gasoline, and I'm like, excuse you, mine is at least food, yours is poison. I'm obsessed with smell of vinegar. Okay. Oh, I started eating this and now I really don't want it anymore. But that's the point of loading. We're not just eating for today, we're eating for tomorrow. And tomorrow is a performance day. And you can't just do it the night before. I've been doing this for a few days now. You gotta build up your energy stores. I meant to have some of the cookie dough ice cream with my waffles before, but I already ran out of the cookie dough, and I don't think waffles would go well with fish food because that's like already a really heavy meal. Nugget. Yummy. And a nugget. I got a thing in my eye and in my teeth at the same moment. That's not good. I'm still thirsty. Let's get rid of the ones burnt to a crisp. You can hear they're as hard as rocks. Make a cup of tea and have a waffle, and then I'm done stuffing my face before the comp, I think. Oh, I'm getting so paranoid about separating two tea bags that are tethered together because they just keep shredding and I end up with tea leaves all over my counter. But I did it without a mess. Waffle. I hope I'm being paranoid, but it really sounded like someone was trying to open my flat front door and our peephole has got loose, so I can't actually open the peephole discreetly because it swivels around. Oh, This is not the same channel for this. It's on my DebbersDo digital channel, but I hit my first video with 10,000 views yesterday. That made me really happy. Oh, I got hiccups. Oh well. Oh, they can get more violent than that. Okay. Gonna let my cup of tea cool down, and then we'll see what happens. My legs just are enormous, aren't they? Like, I like them like that. But they just look huge. Oh, I don't know what competition that is, but the medal looks awesome. TT Open. The hell was that? TT Open. If I can find who that was and save it for next time. Taekwondo. There's TT Taekwondo. Open ITF Taekwondo. No. Straight up Google this time. TT Open. Taekwondo. I cannot find it. Let's see. Invictus Martial Arts. It was in Darlington. Was this on? Was this on KAP? Yeah, it was on KAP. The TT Color Belt Championship. Oh. I was Nest Taekwondo. They had the TT. What does TT stand for? It doesn't say, but it's just a Color Belt Championship, so it means I couldn't enter anyway. But Nest Taekwondo, I follow you already. Do you have any more tournaments coming up? Because that's a cool medal. Nest Taekwondo. Yeah, that's a really cool medal. That's really annoying. That's really unique. Do they actually maintain their events page, or do they not say which they have upcoming? Okay, they had one for today, so that's all past events though. They don't have any upcoming. They had a Northeast one year. They had an English Championships in Guildford. Maybe in the future. I feel like sometime I want to do a sleeping live stream for no reason at all. Just to see who turns up. Probably not a lot of people, but I'm curious. Cup of tea. Oh, I've not had a cup of tea in like over a week, I don't think, because it's just too hot, but oh, it's good. Oh, I do need a haircut though. I need a trim. And I'm liking having longer hair, but it's really hard when you're like tugging on your own hair every time you lie down. Carbs. Oh, there really is just a big glob of sugar in here. Oh, I'm being watched. Hello. You caught me at like the most boring point. I'm having a snack. Or more like I'm having dessert after I just ate. And then I'm gonna start actually sewing my Dobok pants. My analytics hasn't... Oh, there we go. Now it's caught up. Although now it says average view duration 46 minutes, and it's like that's the entire time I've been live. Is it counting me as a viewer? I don't know. I'm aware I'm being thrillingly entertaining right now. I'm basically having a mukbang, it's fine. But no, I am having my snack, gonna sew my Dobok. Gotta check if the buzzes are running early enough in the morning for my competition. I've literally just got my one friend watching now, and he's telling me my audio is great, so yay. I've got my Bluetooth mic and Bluetooth headphones, so I got flagged earlier. I was streaming earlier, and I got flagged because I was watching Hoarders in the background, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be commenting on it. It's transformative, it's fine. But like the automated content ID system flagged me anyway, so I was like, okay, let's just not do that. So I'm listening to TV, and I can see it on my screen, but everyone watching just gets to enjoy me having a little snack. I am in my Discord server right now, DebbersDo. So if anyone wants to join via the server and chat to me, then that is going live right now as well. Totally optional, but it's making me think that if I ever want to do watch parties, it would have to be exclusively in the Discord server, because that wouldn't be like streaming out as a broadcaster really. Although, depending on the country's definition of a broadcaster, I know that in Germany, if you have more than 500 people watching you at any given time, then you consider a broadcaster and you need a license, which is part of the reason, what's it called, Drachenlord? That's part of the reason that he like violated a law there, because he needed a broadcaster license, even though it was just for some people on his stream. I'm pretty sure in the UK I wouldn't be considered a broadcaster. Look, listen, Spatch. If you're gonna be a sarcastic bastard, at least come on chat with me and do it live. And yes, anyone is literally just one person viewing right now, but guess what? People watch later. Most of my views from live streams come after I'm not live anymore. One of my biggest watch hour grinders was a live stream that no one was watching. And yes, I did find new Hoarders. I'm watching the latest season of Hoarders right now. And I am totally legitimately streaming it in a country of which it was not broadcast. Okay. Snack's done. Gonna finish cup of tea. Gonna start sewing. And I still haven't been able to find my thread scissors. which is annoying me. I got the classic sewing kit in a food tin. And I got, let's see. So I got my white thread that I'm gonna need. I got a few buttons. I got my pin cushion. I got some ribbon that I really want to just do something with because it's a cute color. And this is like, I don't love pink, but this is my favorite shade of pink. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like pastel pink. I don't know the exact name of it. Technically, pink isn't considered a color, it's considered a pastel. But there's like different shades, obviously. There's like bubblegum pink, baby pink. I'm not sure what pink this is, but this is my favorite shade of pink. Black also isn't considered a color, it's considered a tone. Which, I don't know if white is also considered a tone. Because really, white is just like the absence of other things. But clear is the absence of other things. So maybe white's considered a tone because it's monochromatic. But I feel like white is just nothing. Yeah, I also got lace. I got a lot of pins. I got little sequins in here in my little Hello Kitty tin. But all I should really need right now is just white thread. But I don't have my fabric scissors, so I'm gonna have to deal with my kitchen scissors, which makes me unhappy. But we deal with what we got in the moment. I hope I don't have to buy new fabric scissors, because I definitely lent my sewing kit out at some point to someone, and I don't know if I ever got it back. Oh, I need to put my next episode on before I get into this. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. My camera is propped on top of my TV, which is kind of why, like, it's a good angle, and then also it's just like, it's the closest to a direct line of sight with the viewership I'm gonna get. Oh, I finished this season, but I do think the previous season is also one I hadn't seen yet, so I'm gonna backtrack. So I'm not on the current season anymore. 15. And then, oh, my eyes like aren't good enough to actually read these words. I'm just going off muscle memory. Let's see. Loading. It should be loading. This doesn't even matter for you guys because you can't even like see it, but for me it matters. Loading. It's loading. I wish it would load faster. Is it loading? No, it's giving me pop-ups. Okay, yeah, there, okay. Yeah, so these are my Dobok pens. These are my white ones. I'm being forced to wear the white ones tomorrow because it's like, people who want everyone to wear the same Dobok, I understand, like, they say it's for the equality reason, but if a ref can't judge through your clothes, then they're a bad ref. But really, it's because they don't want anyone else's Doboks to look cooler than the hosting clubs in their marketing materials when they take shots of the event. They want everyone to blend in together, so it looks like everyone from their organization is attending. So yeah, but that's my crotch. So even though I wear shorts under my Dobok when I wear it, other people don't know that, and so it just looks like black under white. So yeah. I feel like I should trim off these excess threads, but part of me just wants to keep it there and use it as like extra strengthening mesh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pin this to start with. I'm not like a trained seamstress in any way, shape or form, but I am quite good at DIYing my sewing. So let's pin this shut first. And the trick is to make sure you only sew on the side you want and not on the other side. Okay, so this was folded over, so this is like the inside. So we want to try and achieve the little fold scrunch again, and don't stab yourself while you're pinning it. Already failing. Okay, one. That's just a needle. Don't want the needle, we want pins. That's what they call it, pins and needles. Maybe they have thimbles to stop you like stabbing yourself with these things. I've never used a thimble in my life. So I want to close the gap, but I don't want to fill it with too many pins that I can't actually sew in between the pins. There's a real risk that I do this too far down the crotch, which I'm not sure if that's going to tighten, like restrict my movement further, or actually give me more range of movement than the original stitching. But I feel like it's going to restrict the movement because it's like more is within the seam. And the whole reason it ripped in the first place is because I've got too big of thighs while also being too flexible. Because you can have one or the other. Like you can have big thighs, but not need a big range of motion in the leg without putting strain on the crotch. Or you can have thin thighs and be really flexible because it's got a lot of give in the fabric. But like I think the main time these split, like obviously it got pretty bad over time, so it probably had a few sessions where I didn't notice before someone pointed it out to me, because I remember Mike at BCMA pointed it out to me very discreetly, which was nice of him, even though I wasn't technically flashing, because I had my shorts underneath. But the main time I remember hearing a stitch sound was while I was getting stretched ready to fight, and I was on the mats, and the leg got like stuck on my shin guard, so it already made the like thicker on the inside as well. And I got stuck on my shin guard while I was doing cassock squats. I think it's Cossack, but I always say cassock. Cassock squats. So I was like really deep in a squat when it happened. So you know what? We deal with that. Okay, so have I pinned that properly? Okay, that's pinned. Maybe one more right there. Just one more. Sharp things. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So that's pinned now. And that's the level of closed we want. And how does it hang? Ugh. I'm gonna end up with like one of those legging scrunch butts. Like, I'm sorry, I just got too much muscle on my lower half. They're not done. You know, I had to go up 2 sizes on my pants to be able to even contain my thighs in my black Dobok. Because they don't do it by like actual sizes of any means. It's like the Dobok is based off your entire height. So if you're anything but equally proportionate, it doesn't actually work. If you want to trigger crafty people, use their fabric scissors to cut normal stuff with. Yes, it is a suspicious hole, isn't it? It would be easier for me if you put your comments in the actual comment section as opposed to in our private Discord messenger, because I actually can see when a message pops up on the YouTube chat, and you know, it helps the algorithm if we want to be like that. Okay, yeah, Fred, needle and thread. Okay, yeah, we want as thin as possible because we don't want to create less durability in the fabric, or as it already has. I'm pretty sure it's because I don't know if our organization does this, but I'm pretty sure we do. But a lot of black, because we have the black belt Dobok, which is why I have this black trim on the side of the white edge. Like most places have like the red and black trim for like the senior color belts, like the experienced ones. But I'm pretty sure at the GBTF we have the half stripe for us, which is more evident on the top, which I don't have right now. We have the half stripe for first and second dans, and then I'm not sure if it goes up to fourth or if it goes up to second where it has the half stripe. But then after that you have the full stripe. So I'm hoping if I can just like make it with this to the end of my grading for my third dan, then maybe I'll get like upgraded to the full stripe and I won't have to buy a new suit with the half stripe. And if I could just mend this in time. I've never had a Dobok, I've not had to mend either. Like, I don't know who our manufacturer is, but they are not designing for competitive players. Players. Why have I've never called it a player in my life. Oh, I've seen too much WT content recently. Taekwondo practitioners. Jesus. Okay. Thread the needle, and this is probably going to be harder because it's not with my fabric scissors. And it literally is as well. Wait. Okay, it's through. It's through. We got it. We got it. We got it. Yeah. Okay. Threading a needle is the worst part of sewing. I hate it. They tell you to like not thread any longer than your arm length because then otherwise it becomes really hard to actually pull the stitch through. But I will stretch that motherfucker just because I don't want to thread the needle again. And like you can tie the knot to like tie the end of the thread, but then you can never get the knot in the same place at the end, so it's like Okay, and now that's secured on the needle. Then we go to the end of the thread. I literally need to finish this by tomorrow as well, so like this is gonna just be the rattiest job ever. Like I'm not gonna do it bad on purpose, but what time is it? It's like 7 p.m. I could finish this quite reasonably, but I don't want to spend all night doing this. And I still need to record a normal video for DebbersDo. It's gonna be on like the difference between shorts and clips, but yeah. Still can't believe I got my first content ID warning. I'm kind of glad it happened on this channel though, but I don't want to be like in trouble on either of my channels. Okay. So I mean, couldn't get that knot in the same place, but we're gonna start sewing. I feel like I'm gonna start at the side where it's not so bad because then I'll like reinforce when I get to the big hole as opposed to just having a whole bunch of flailing stuff. I appear to have chosen to push this needle through in the opposite direction to my pins, so I'm now going towards my pins of each stitch, but we're doing it and try and stop me. I got a hair stuck in my thread and that ruined the knot on my thread, Jesus. Look, I'm a woman, we shed hair, and I got long hair now. I know it's my feet that are calloused, but why do the needles actually feel so harsh on my fingers right now? This would probably be really easy on a sewing machine, but I do not own a sewing machine and I have no intention of investing in one or making the space to store one. Even when I did sewing in technology in school, I pretty much always stuck with needle and thread for my projects at home. I only used a sewing machine when absolutely forced for the criteria. Okay, now this is literally, I can't do this way. I'm pinning it in the opposite direction. I've lost a pin, I've lost the pin. Oh my god. I'm a genius. Why am I a genius? I'm like literally the smartest person in the world, you know. It's like almost a decade after I left school. If not more than a decade after I left school. How old was I? No, it's almost a decade since I left high school. And I still think about the drama teacher, Miss Holden, who told me I was the ditziest smart person she'd ever met. Which that just sounds like I have a bubbly personality, right? Where'd my needle go? It's down there. Okay, I feel like I can go with a lot more strength when I'm not consciously thinking about the needle prodding me. Don't get caught on the leg. Now, you wouldn't think I'm poor because I live in the middle of Manchester City Centre, but that's why I'm poor. A lot of people who live out in the sticks could just go buy a new Dobok and not even think about it. But I already spent my flexible money for the month on competition fee stuff. Yeah, you want to get the stitching deep enough into the seam that it's not going to like shred the material by having too little to anchor on. But you also don't want to have it too deep that you're losing excess flex in the fabric, because you got to be able to kick in it. And like part of the reason that I think my Dobok pants always break is because I actually do just kick through it and I'm like, fuck it, I'll break the stuff. I'm getting the point right now. But then I end up breaking my clothes. Once I get into it though, I do find sewing very therapeutic. Because my work is very brain heavy work. And it's nice just doing something with your hands that you can get into a rhythm with. And also, can we talk about, like, I'm peak wifey material right now. I'm hand sewing my own clothes so I can go kick bitches in the face tomorrow. I say bitches. I've looked at the roster. I actually know exactly who my first fight is with, and she's a lovely woman. She's called Sandra. She's from a club in Liverpool. I'm not gonna like dox her or anything, but I've fought her a lot of times before, and she's a darling every time. She is so sweet. I'm actually gonna ask her if she wants to do a with respect episode, because I've talked to people from her club. Like, I come across them in the bathroom and they like talk to me and we chat because they like recognize me, and I'll be like, oh, Sandra's absolutely everything. Like, a lot. I noticed that your club don't often accompany her, and I solo travel a lot to events, and she's like, oh, Sandra doesn't even tell us she's going. She signs up of her own accord, and then the rest of the club turns up, and it's like, oh, hi, Sandra. It's like, I have no idea if she remembers who I am, because like, there have been multiple times where I've spoken to her, and she clearly is like, who is this bitch talking to me? Or like, she doesn't remember my name or something. But I remember Sandra. She's amazing. I feel quite bad for her as well, because she's definitely in the veterans category, and she's been fighting me since I was like 21 maybe. So like, there's a big age difference between us, but we used to be closer to being in the same division, and now she absolutely should be in the veteran division. But because of our weight, I often get paired with veterans because there's no one who matches me in my weight category. So I feel bad for her, but like, Sandra's a beast. I love her. I'm fangirl for Sandra right now. Okay, now we're getting to like the real big gaping hole of the crotch, like right in the, like where the crotch meets both legs separately is where we're at. It makes me nervous. Okay. Okay, where am I at? Needle, where'd you go? You're in the pin cushion. I must not have good posture right now. Okay, the closer I get to like the cross section of the seam, the more I'm gonna be like going kind of deeper, so it's definitely reinforced. But I still don't want to go too far. But yeah, so my first fight is with Sandra. My division has 5 tomorrow. I don't know if they're doing double bronze. I actually prefer double bronze, but I only dislike double bronze when there's 5 people. Because if there's less than 5, then everyone is guaranteed a medal. If there's more than 5, then there's a reasonable amount of people who are going to be disappointed. If there's only 5 people in a double bronze division, then you're the only person not getting a medal. And I very much am like, I personally am of the belief that if you don't get a gold, then everything's a consolation anyway. Like, placing silver or bronze is neutral for me. Like, I'm happy about it, but it's not anything amazing. I only want gold. I've only had one competition in my adult life where I didn't place in anything, and it's because they cancelled destruction that day, so I missed my opportunity to like pull it back. Because there have been times where I like sucked all day long, didn't even get past sparring, even though that's like my area. But I got gold in destruction on a day where they were doing like no bronze and silver for destruction. So I pulled it back before, but like this was like, I've only one time not placed of anything. So if I don't get gold, then it's like that. But there's 5 in my division tomorrow. And it's rare that I get put directly into the semi-final when that happens. I normally have to have the max amount of fights. I don't know who determined it. Maybe they don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. My knots. What's happened? Oh, it's gone weird. Come on. Okay, it's happened. Oh, I think it got snagged on a pin. That's not good. Yeah. So I'm directly in the semi-final with Sandra tomorrow. So I have one fight with Sandra. And like, I am fangirling over her because I genuinely think she's an incredible person, but I have beaten her every single time. So unless she's been to like boot camp and back, I'm probably going to the final tomorrow. Which I'm glad that I still have to fight for it, because sometimes they only get a straight final, and I've traveled all the way and it's like one fight, bro, seriously. But the other 3, there will be, I think there's someone from abroad fighting, but they'll have the quarterfinal, and then whoever wins the quarterfinal will go on to their semi-final, which will be the second round of the semi-final. And then whoever wins that one will go into the final. Me and Sandra are directly in the semi-final, and there's another girl who's like guaranteed in the semi-final, but her opponent's undetermined yet because it's based on the quarterfinal. But because of the way that bracket is laid out, I'll actually have the opportunity to watch everyone fight first before I actually have to fight any of them. And I'll have already fought Sandra, so I know what Sandra's like. And the person who actually advances to the final, I'll have opportunity to watch them fight twice before I ever have to go to them. So strategically, I have an advantage there, although the person who goes to the final will have opportunity to watch me fight Sandra before I fight them. But I always find it really interesting how brackets play out. If it's alphabetical, I hadn't thought about alphabetical. Maybe it is, because I know Sandra's last name starts with a letter close to mine. But like, normally when it's alphabetical, I end up being like in the first fight, because my last name's Debney, which is like, D is pretty close to the start of the alphabet. So yeah, we'll see what happens. My patterns, I'm a lot less likely to place. I think it was like I think they had enough people that if I managed to beat if I managed to beat 2 people in patterns, then I get a medal, depending on if they do double bronze. But it's sine wave, and I'm not great at patterns even when it's non-sine wave, so I'm very unlikely to place in patterns. But I know that my clubmate Jen, if she defeats even 1 person in patterns, then she will get a medal there, because her division's quite small for patterns, but it's even smaller for sparring, because it seems like she only got 1 fight and she's in a straight final. It depends on if they split by age, that determines if me and Jen end up in a similar weight division. But she's a lower belt than me, and obviously like black belt and color belt generally don't fight each other. We fight each other in class all the time, but me and her are not going to be in the same division for a long time. Although, let me think. She couldn't like catch up to me anytime soon, but because of Jen's rank now, by the time I'm 4th Dan, she might be able to be, she'd probably be like a 2nd Dan by the time I'm like halfway through 4th Dan, as long as she like grades at the earliest opportunity every single time. So then we might be together. What would my age be by that point? I would still probably unlikely to be a veteran, but I would be close to the line, Because some people say veteran is like 35 plus. Some people say veteran is 40. And I still don't know when my for downgrading is going to be. Because, like, I'm never emotionally ready for a grading. So, you know, I just do it at the first opportunity, get it over with. But, like, I never feel ready for a grading. But, like, a lot of people debate. And every single time I ask a different person this, I get a different answer. So everyone debates, like, is your rank the number of years you're going towards, or the number of years you're coming from is how long you have to wait? Because, like, when you grade for your first Dan, you have to have been a first cup for a year. And you grade for your second Dan, you had to have been a first Dan for 2 years. And I'm pretty sure that's the scale I followed. But then I got a lot of people saying to me, I gotta wait 3 years for my grading. And then I got a lot of people saying to me, I gotta wait 2 years for my grading. So, like, I'm either eligible in December or December in a year from now. I'm not sure. Okay, this is how much Fred I have left. I'm maybe about halfway through this area, and I'm right at the peak of the crotch. Like the freeway intersection. So I might just go backwards and secure it instead of trying to continue up, and then I'll come at it from the other side, and then I'll, like, tie the two bridges together at the intersection. I think is probably the good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Don't get stuck on the pin. Oh, it's stuck on a pin that I really don't want to remove right now. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try and double up these layers, because when you stitch on a sewing machine, you try and go, but stuck on the pin again. Okay. Yeah, you try and double back on the machine and you back stitch it. So I'm gonna try and do that with my hand sewing. Although when I'm doing it this way, it's very hard to see how far I've actually progressed down, because I'm not sure where I've doubled up. I'm just trying to keep it as close to the current point of entry as I have. I think I've managed to keep this relatively neat. I'm getting pins and needles in my leg. I want to finish this length of thread and then stretch out a little bit before I start from the next angle. Okay, I'm getting towards the end of the seam now. Let's just reinforce it a bit more. Okay, and then we're looping it through a few of the previous stitches. I always make the mistake of doing too many too far down the line, and then I like scrunch up the butt, so let's make sure we're not doing that. So we're looping up the knots a little bit. And kind of like wedging it in between. And then we sew one more for the material. And then loop it through one more time. Okay. Okay. So let's see where we're at with that right now. So we've gone from the rear side up to the center of the crotch. And that, I don't know how well you can actually see on the camera, but it's like, it looks really neat to me. Like it's a little bit like scrunchy, which I'm not happy about because it means I've obviously lost some flex in the seam. But it feels really well done. It doesn't feel like it's like coming apart anytime soon. It feels strong. Yeah, so I'm gonna come in it from the top in a second, but I just need to stretch my legs because oh my god. Ugh. Oh, and I still got a cup of tea. I was gonna finish the cup of tea before I started for that reason. I hope it's not gone cold. I'm pretty sure the only reason it's not gone cold is because it's technically gone room temperature and this room is way too hot. Literally can't feel my left leg right now. My friend says I was on his TV while he was cleaning, which is fair. That's fair. I accept it. Oh, I got pins and needles now and I'm scared to move the foot because it's going to be really bad. And I'm sure some people think I'm being over dramatic, but I do have nervous system issues. And I lose sensation really easily. When it comes back, it's like, oh. There's like a numbness from lack of stimulation that I get, and there's a numbness from actual lack of blood flow, and this is the latter, and this is worse. And I never know if I should just like rush to get it back, because it seems like no matter how quickly it comes back, it's still the worst pain. Like it makes my brain go a little squiggly. I'm just looking back at like my previous self sewing, and it's like, oh, it actually looks like I know what I'm doing a bit. I literally still can't even feel it. Okay, I'm starting to be able to feel it again. Okay. Like, even as I'm sat here, I'm like, God, fi. Like, so much fi. It looks like I'm not wearing clothes. But, like, my legs just make it right up. I can't help it. And that's why my pants are broken. I've basically become Chun-Li. Oh, itchy. Itchy ear. Oh, my headphones are like shedding as well. I've probably got loads of little bits all over me. Okay, I can feel my foot again. It's still kind of like achy, but I can feel it. Oh. Everyone's talking about a manga, but I don't know what it is and I want to see it. Takopi's Original Sin. Okay, if future me notices this, I must watch Takopi's Original Sin. Okay. Okay. Let's thread another needle. So get rid of this scrap. No, I want my fabric scissors. Ugh. Okay, get the long thread. There. And we gonna thread the needle. Where is it? It's there. Thread the needle. Thread the needle. Okay. It's so tense every time. stitched. This, no, go. Yeah. I want my fabric scissors. It's literally not cutting. Okay. I gotta hold it really taut if I'm even gonna be able to do that without fabric scissors. Ugh. God, it looks so frayed at the bit where it failed. Not chuffed with that, but give it a go. Okay. So we're gonna get it from the other angle now. So where are we at? God, it really is right on the butt, isn't it? Right on the butt. Okay. I'm gonna face it this way. At least now the needles are pointing in the correct direction for me. Okay. 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 Let's go with the other angle this time. Okay, get the pins to pinch it all together. Pinch it together. Okay, okay. We don't want it on an angle. Let's get it aligned. It dawns on me that my stitches are actually closer together and more frequent than the machine sewn stitches, which makes me think that I might be able to get this stronger than it was before. But I also worry a little bit about like weakening the grip of the material. But as far as I'm concerned, it barely has to last. Like, I plan to take my black Dobok with me anyway, just on the blind hope that there are other people there and, like, not white Doboks, even though the rules say. Because I hate my white Dobok for a few reasons. I think it looks awful. Psychologically, it throws off my head game. I need to feel like I'm the villain sometimes. like, it really does help me get in the zone. And then also, my black Dobok has short sleeves. And I hate having long sleeves for sparring. I hate having long sleeves generally. I don't own long sleeve shirts. I think I own a single long sleeve shirt for like the dead of winter when I'm like actually dying. And I don't think I even wore it last winter. I hate the feeling of long sleeves because I feel so restricted. And I feel like the tightness around me. Obviously Dobok shirts, it's not tight, but I can like feel the material catching on my glove. And I'm just aware, like, I'm constantly, like, holding my arm up in the air just to get the sleeve to, like, roll up towards my shoulder a little bit, because you're not allowed to actually fold your sleeves. Like, when I didn't have my black Dobok, because I was, like, looking for one that fit me, I would always roll up my long sleeves for training. And that's another reason I don't like white ones, but I hate this. And, like, in Taekwondo, for example, the belt colors mean things. So white represents innocence and like a not a threat, basically, like purity. And the meaning of black in Taekwondo is the opposite of white, showing a degree of maturity and experience in the art, as well as demonstrating an imperviousness to darkness and fear. And that last bit is like the main bit they look for if they give you that question in a grading for your theory, is the imperviousness to darkness and fear. So that's why we have the black stripes on the white Doboks for black belts, like on the side here. But why can I not just wear a black Dobok then? It's not even like I got logos plastered all over it. Like, I want my own branded Dobok with like purple stars and stuff and a QR code to the channel. Like, that's just a goal I have for me for like fun. But like, why can I not just wear my plain black Dobok with short sleeves? Come on now. Okay. Okay, coming at it from this angle is definitely more difficult. It's the bigger side of the tear. And it's also the more uneven bit. So this makes me nervous. But I think I got it. I feel less physically prepared for my fight this week than I did last week, but I just think it's because I don't feel like I fully recovered from last week. Like, I've not slept great because of the heat at any point. I've not been able to go to bougie gym because I was preoccupied with other things, so I've just been doing home training. I couldn't go to class for Taekwondo this last week because I was at my competition last week, and honestly, like, what I did at the competition is probably better for me than what I could have done in class in terms of prep, because my success in competition has pretty much always been down to my mental state, and like getting into the survival fight mindset was like really successful last week, which I wouldn't have got in class, so I don't actually worry about that part of it, but we'll see. I just gotta get a little bit angry. Like, you should never actually fight in anger. You should always be able to control your emotion, and I feel like I'm incredibly good at self-control. Like, that's one of the 5 tenets of Taekwondo is courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and indomitable spirit. But there's a burning rage that came out of me, and that perfect storm is how I know it's going to be a good day on the mats. And I almost feel too zen right now. Which, like, it's kind of good for right now, because, like, I'm sewing, it's therapeutic, it's nice. But I don't want to feel like I've used up all my adrenaline too early. And now my TV's gone weird. Did it just turn itself off? Wait. I think it did. I think it turned itself off. Ugh, it has the timeout and then doesn't acknowledge the timeout, but whatever. Okay. We're getting to the really difficult bit of the crotch now. Should I double back now? No, I don't think I should double back quite yet. I think I should keep going for now. But I am getting to a dodgy angle that's going to be very hard to keep a nice clean line. I'm going to try and pinch it, but if I pinch it, I'm definitely going to poke myself. This is why they have thimbles, but I've never used a thimble in my life. Like, I'm pretty sure the closest I've got to actually using a thimble was the Monopoly one. Yeah. Fingernail protect me. No, no. This is definitely more difficult, and I'm trying really hard not to sew my hair into this. Okay. It's getting a little messier now. I really don't want it to be messier again, no. Come on, come on. Ugh, my decor veins is really starting to hurt in this hands as well. Okay, I think I'm getting a little clean there. Okay. Take the pin out. Okay, now I might start working my way backwards to reinforce, because I definitely got cleaner towards this end of it. And I want to fill those gaps. I feel like I can hear the fret even through my headphones. That's kind of creepy. Like I must be dragging this thing through the material. I feel like a really high pitch kind of like swoosh. Almost like pulling a shoelace for a shoe. Which I guess it is technically a similar feeling. Okay. I want it to look less like individual stitches and more like one overarching mat. I think I'm getting there. It'll be interesting tomorrow to see how Fozia reacts to her first competition environment. I do still think she should have come and tried competing with a pattern, but she's gonna just spectate, and I can't wait to hear her perspective on the vibe. Because some people feed off of it like me, and some people find it kind of intimidating. But I think every fighter needs to experience a competition environment at least once. as a learning experience. Whether that's a means of building confidence or getting your arrogance checked a little bit. Because if you are the big fish in the small pond of your club and you're the best person at your club, then you get your shit rocked on the mats. That gives you something to actually work towards instead of coasting. And some people can only progress by fighting those outside of their normal remit. Especially because if you get attacked on the streets, you are not only going to be against someone you've never experienced before, so you'll need to be observant in the moment, but it's rarely going to be a fair fight. So I think it actually does people well to even go into some mismatched fights. Because people rarely victimize those who are the same size as them. Okay, almost there. Just gotta tidy up this bit at the end where the end of the... I was gonna call it the injury, but the end of the tear was. Because it still had thread in place there, but it was looser. I don't really want to remove that thread because it's continuous, so I've just got to like tether it down so it can't snag. Almost there. There we go. Much neater. Oh, I just fell and stabbed myself and I felt my heart dive. It's only for my thumb, it's okay. But I felt like I had a very minor heart attack there. Okay, now we do the little loopy, secure it. Do a few through it. There we go, that's nice and tidy. And then we put it through the material again, kind of like a hairpin, to anchor it onto itself. There we go. Okay, I got a little excess again. This might be long enough, to be honest. This might be long enough to just use. But let's see where we're at on this. It's about, the gap remaining is about the length of half of my needle. I could probably finish it with that, to be honest. But this is the bit I want the most reinforced, so I'm not so sure. I think I'll use what I got left. Let's see. I got 2 pins in it currently. I feel like I need to redo these pinning. Let's see. Get that through there. Oh, now I lost a pin again, and I really don't know where it's gone. And I don't want to find it by sitting on it. It might have even fallen on my clothes, although it might have fallen down that gap. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get a new pin and pin this, and then I'm gonna try and not panic about that. This is the thickest bit of the material because it's the overlap. Ew. God, this hurts. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is like, we gotta scrunch that up. I might have to reinforce this with another one. This is why they have thimbles. I'm pretty sure I have a thimble in there somewhere, but okay. So I've got a seam that ends here. I've got one that ends here. It's about the width of my finger there. I gotta connect them. Okay, but I'm gonna have a little break for a second. And can I see the pin? Okay, I really think I've just lost that pin down the couch. Ugh. God, that concentrating really does your head in. How long have I been doing this? Almost 2 hours streaming, so maybe about an hour of actual sewing. I feel like I don't fully breathe while I do that. Okay. I think the call time tomorrow is like 8:30. Yeah, I'll look up the buzz times while I'm waiting. It's at Be Active in Urmston. So let's see. So I wanted to be there at 8:30 at the latest. Be Active, Urmston. Let's see. On the buzz, it takes about 45 minutes on the buzz. 20-minute drive, so let's see. Arrive by tomorrow at 8:30. It's always I swear I wake up earlier on comp days than I do when I wake up for my job, because my job is only a commute to my desk from, it's not even like my bed and my desk chair touch. Like if my desk chair is in place, it's like a step. I have to stand and then I sit again. Like, and I don't have to go to another room. Okay, so it's a 7:30 buzz if I want to get there for 8:30. If I get the 8:50 buzz. There's also an option to get the train, but why would I do that? There's also an option to get the tram and then the train. But again, why would I do that? I'm pretty sure I just got the buzz last time. If I get the 2:50, then it's a 5-minute walk because it's literally an outside the venue stop. And then if I get the 2:56, then it's a 5-minute stop right outside the venue. If I get the 2:50, then it's a 20-minute walk. Okay. I'm gonna message Fozia. Okay, so I checked and the buzzes are running to get there for 8:30. I'd be getting a buzz at 7:30. If she's driving me, then I have to walk further than if I actually walk to the buzz, but then on the other side of the buzz. What time would I be meeting you at our spot if we aim to get there? 8:30 at the latest. Black belts are on first, so it's important I'm not late for weigh-in. I hate relying on other people, but you know, we'll see. I'll see what she says, and then I'll determine if I'm getting myself there or not. Okay. Let's get this last seam done. I'm going to connect these two pathways. Tie a new knot in it. For the life of me, I don't know who these people are who can double up their knots in the exact same spot. It's just impossible for me. I can barely tie my belt. Oh, they're always just a little next to each other. Oh. Okay. Let's get this done. What does it look like on the inside? Messy as hell, but it looks like it's holding together enough. Okay. Let's continue from where we started off. This is definitely the most fiddly bit. Okay. I really don't want to take the pin out until I have to, because I need the guide. But it's also starting to obstruct. Fine, come out. You see people knitting a lot more recently, because it's like knitting and crocheting is like considered a revamped hobby, you know, from the impoverished times when no one could afford to do anything in the war. You see people getting into crocheting and knitting now. Still don't really see people sewing unless it's for a profession though, or for this utility. I remember I used to always need to have my pants hemmed. Now I think about it, maybe it was because even when I was a child doing taekwondo, I was needing to size up in order to get my thighs to fit in clothes. But I kept tripping over them. Maybe. We'll see. Because I was always a tall child, so it wasn't that I was short. I got bullied for being a tall girl so much. I did find it funny that when guys were finally taller than me in like year 7 or 8 or something, then they would be like, I'm taller than you now, and it's like, yeah, you're meant to be. I'm still pretty tall for a woman though, but I tend to hang out with very tall blokes. So they're not privy to that, but the other women in my life know that I'm tall. Okay. Ugh, it's really hard to sew around these parts. I'm like fighting with the needle. Oh god. Okay. Take the pin out if I can. It was hard getting this pin in, let alone out. Okay, okay. Don't lose the knot, don't lose the knot. Tighten the knot. Okay. Oh my god. I'm fighting for my life putting this through. Come on. Oh, I lost it. I lost it. Oh, I knew it was coming loose. Oh my god. This is like the most important part right now. Okay, I'm gonna snip the edge clean. And put it back. Okay. Okay. Testing. Okay, yeah, I don't know when it happened, but it seems my other microphone died, but it's okay. I was just doing rambling. Is this one still collecting sound? I guess it is. It just went into maybe sleep mode or power mode, I'm not sure. Whatever. I'm gonna turn this one off for now. But no, so I finished the stitching, and that was kind of exhausting. I think I've been doing it for a couple hours at this point. And I think my phone just buzzed right as I noticed the microphone, so I ignored the buzz, but what was it? Hard to know. Someone messaged me. Who was it? Oh, it's fine. But yeah, no, I really thought that. So what I did was I did the bit that was like towards the front of the crotch, and I did that as one clean section. And then I went back around to the butt and I did that as one clean section. You can kind of see, like, if anything, it's more reinforced right where I did it as opposed to where it was actually done originally. I know for a fact I had more stitches in there than the original manufacturer put in, but theirs were done with a machine, so you would think it's better, but I don't even know if I really agree with that. And you can really see where it was like the clean, and then right on the crotch where it was like all the three different seams intersected. It got really difficult, so it's kind of messy there. But it's almost a straight line. So I think I did my pinning really accurately, at least. We'll see if that pin I lost down the couch stabs me in the butt sometime, if I just randomly start bleeding tomorrow. So that'll be fun. But I think I got this done. So I'm just gonna go off camera and put these on, and then I'll test them out as soon as I put the stuff away. I'm still annoyed that I don't know where my actual fabric scissors are, because I have fabric scissors. I'm pretty sure I lent them to my ex, who you might have heard clambering around earlier as he was getting ready to go to work. But I definitely lent him my sewing equipment at one point, and then I don't think I ever got my sewing scissors back. So I'm convinced they're in the shit tip that is his room. But he'll never admit that. Oof. Okay. Okay, so as far as Dobok pants go, I hate them anyway. I prefer to have the black ones, but I'm just gonna retract this real quick so I can point the camera towards it. Let's see. Where am I? Ah! My transmitter fell again. Not the transmitter, my receiver fell again. Oh, God. Okay. Yes, okay. So put that back. And then if I just point the camera more this way. God, the camera's overheating. I'm probably gonna have to stop soon. Well, it's not overheating, but it's just really warm. Okay, wait. I can't, like, look at this and know if... Okay, the camera's too low. Oh, wait. Okay. So if I back up like that, and then you can see the stitching. So I'm gonna have to like squat and stuff to check that it's not gonna like come apart while I'm doing my warm-ups. So that's not so bad. I'm gonna do a side kick and just I'm just gonna put this all the way up. I can't tell if you can see me. Can you see? See? Yeah. So like, if I do a side kick, I am not warmed up at all. Or or like a front kick. So it's like da, or da, or a back kick. Da, da. I think the floor is a bit slippery, and I don't know why. But yeah, don't be injuring ourselves the night before a competition. But yeah, I think I got the seam pretty good. I think I fixed it. So watch me completely tear them open during fights tomorrow anyway. But okay, yes. I'm gonna go now. So thank you for watching. If you want to be able to speak to me while I stream in the future, then join my Discord server in the description below. It's called the DebbersDo. Check out my links to find my storefront, which will give you an upgrade in the Discord server. You'll become a patron with different permissions to do different things in the server, and also you can help support my training or put towards my competition fees. If you want to be a regular patron, then you can like cover my regular training fees or my travel to squad sessions or something like that. Or, you know, be able to actually afford new Doboks when they rip. Anything like that nature. But ideally, just subscribe and keep watching the videos because it's all for free, and then you get to enjoy content with that too. So yes, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Goodbye.